I watched The Green Knight, dude. Sup? Hey, I watched that movie that Hollywood loved, The Green Knight. Hey. Oops. Wow, didn't even mean to. Hey, didn't even mean to hit the button. Hey, I watched The Green Knight that the fucking Academy lauded. Hey, sup? Dude, I saw The Green Knight with that guy, Dev Patel or whatever from Hereditary, and they fucking put him in it. The guy's fucking, he's playing a white guy, he's Indian. Dude, whatever, got no problem with that. One equal opportunity for everyone, but saw the movie and got one question. Sup? Dude, that movie, man! Did you see it? Oh, man, I was halfway through getting mighty pissed off. Just like, sup. I'm watching the movie, sup, dude. Sup. I'm watching the movie, I'm like fucking Nicolas Cage in that one scene that he definitely ad-libbed in the fucking movie that was remade by the one that used to be Harvey Keitel, Bad Lieutenant or whatever, and now he remade it and it's Nicolas Cage. He walks into the guy and he keeps saying, sup. The guy's trying to do his lines and Nicolas Cage is just like, sup, dude, that's me watching Green Knight, 'cause Hollywood. Sup. Dude, I mean, in the movie, dude. All right, so look, I'm watching a movie, and I'm gonna get to the London trip. I'll get to it, dude, because boy, do I have some good shit about that. And this podcast might be extra long, but dude, I'll get to it. But so I'm watching The Green Knight, dude, and in the beginning, dude, it's King Arthur who's white, and then he's got a nephew that's Indian for some reason or whatever it is. Don't mean to be racist, but I just said I like Kumail, so it's all good, dude. Sup? Now I'm watching the fucking Green Knight, and Dev Patel or whatever his fucking name is. That sounds like a color in a Crayola box, his name. Ooh, can you get me the Dev Patel? Please, the burnt Dev Patel. And so I get the fucking, I'm watching the movie and Dev Patel's there and King Arthur is like dying. He's playing somebody who definitely played a James Bond villain. No question, dude. No question this guy played a James Bond villain, whoever the King Arthur guy is. And all he does is talk like this because he's dying or whatever, or British. And Dev Patel comes and it's Christmas and they're all making merry, which is a phrase that fucking went out, which we got to bring back, dude. And while they're eating, making merry, they're in a circular table and then this fucking green tree giant knight comes in on a fucking green horse with a green axe and a branch. Now I'm like, okay. But I'm like, hey, Hollywood. And already I'm like, okay, I'm in, dude. I'm in, right? You got King Arthur, he's probably a James Bond villain, and then you got a fucking, not a white nephew, and it's, why? But also I'm in, dude. And then a tree guy walks in on a horse that's also green? And I'm like, this is my kind of motion picture, right? I'm not yet at this, hey, Hollywood, sup level. I'm not there yet, right? So the green giant the Green Knight comes in and says, whatever he says, this is the gist of it. He says, you know, because it's all British and shit, and it's almost like they're talking like Shakespeare, and I'm just like, I don't even really know what they're saying, but I happen to know because I'm just horizontal in a pod, right? At the fucking JetBlue shit. And I'm watching the thing, so I'm really paying attention. There's nothing else going on. So the Green Knight guy says to the fucking he says to King Arthur, one of your men, basically, can we do a game? You know, it's like fucking Saw. He's like, can we play a game? And King Arthur's like, as long as it's fun and you're not coming for any ill will. And the guy's like, no, I want to do a game. And so he's like, okay. And he's like, any one of your guys can strike me with their sword. And the only thing I ask, however they strike me, I return the favor in 12 months. And it's like, just say a year, but I get it, back then you had to be more descriptive. But okay. But I'm like, wow, what a stupid fucking game. And the guy traveled how long to come do this? And he's a tree? So I'm not yet at sup level. I'm not yet asking Hollywood, hey, Hollywood, sup. I'm in, but where's this going, dude? Right? Okay? Where's it going? So King Arthur says, does any one of my men want to partake in this game and make merry? And I'm like, okay. And then Dev Patel jumps in, nobody saw this coming because he's like a 20-year-old or some shit. And all the men were like, maybe I'll do it. And Dev Patel's like, I'll fucking do it. And he comes in and the fucking tree guy just kneels on the fucking ground, and Dev Patel's like, you sure you don't want to fight? And the tree guy's like, do your worst. And fucking Dev Patel laps his head off, dude. So now I'm like, I'm in, man. I'm so focused. It's like I took ginkgo fucking biloba in this pod, okay? So I'm watching in the airplane, and I'm horizontal watching this shit, and I'm just, there's a little bit of turbulence, but I'm watching the Green Knight, and I'm like, oh, wow. Wow, this is really fucking interesting. And it's so odd, and I can't believe I'm not asking a Hollywood sup yet. Boom. Hello? Hi, how much longer till we get there? So now I'm like, sup with this shit. But the Green Knight isn't falling down. He's staying on his knees. So I'm like intrigued, and the turbulence lightens up. Okay, all right, okay. And the Green Knight gets up with no head. He stands up like it's a chicken. He just stands up like, I don't need a head. Like a chicken when you lop it off and they run around, they're just like, what head? And he picks up his head, and the head says, meet me in 12 months. Ha 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 ha. And he gets on his green horse and rides away. So I'm like, I guess I'm in. Better not unravel, but I'm in. You wound it so tight. I'm in. Where we going? So then halfway through the movie, Dev Patel's like, guess I gotta go. You know what I mean? He's like saying to Arthur, should I go do this game? Do you think he meant it? And Arthur's like, I don't know. It's only for you to find out. And I'm just like, don't go. Your head's gonna get lopped off. He obviously knows magic because he walked around and picked up his head and left and went to his green chapel that you gotta meet him at. And so he's like, but it's honorable to go. And Dev Patel's like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go. And he goes, dude. And the whole movie is about him going for 6 nights to try and get to the Green Chapel. And he just meets different people and shit. He meets somebody that robs him. He meets giants that are just walking. And I'm talking about Attack on Titan giants. And he's like, where are you going? And the giant is like, and just keeps walking. And it's just having these scenes around like willy-nilly, and at this point I'm like, sup? Okay? And I Google it because I got the Wi-Fi, it's free at JetBlue, and I find out it was a fucking poem that was written in the year 1400 or whatever. And I'm like, oh dude, you're gonna make a movie that was written by some jerk off in the year 1400 and it was just a poem? Taking so much liberty. I started reading the poem. I didn't even know what it meant. It was like, and I'm like, give me a break, dude. And at this point, I'm looking at Hollywood and I'm like, sup? And everyone's pretending to like it because Dev Patel's in it. He's the hot new thing. And I'm like, sup, though, man. And it got nominated for like 20 different awards. And I'm like, sup, though, man. Not just the BAFTA? Sup? No, we don't watch this movie. So that's my review of The Green fucking Knight. I give it 10 sups. I listened to so many fucking breakdowns of the movie afterwards, man. It really made me question things. And I know that people's like, well, a piece of art, a good piece of art makes you talk about it. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Dude, but still. Sup? Crazy, crazy, crazy.